Robert Duncan has been with KPMG LLP in Louisville, Kentucky since January 2006. During his time there, he has, among others, worked on the audit engagements of Yum! Brands, who is a parent company of KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Long John Silver's, and A&W. General Electric's Appliances Division, Rescare Incorporated, which is a healthcare company specializing in the needs of the elderly and disabled, and Texas Roadhouse. Before beginning employment at KPMG, Robert worked in the Governmental Relations Department at the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, served in Senator Richard Lugar's office, as well as the majority office of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Robert holds a bachelor's in accounting from Boston University and a master's in accounting from the University of Virginia. And without further ado, Robert.
Thank you. Well done. I can't believe I still don't have a picture in there, Paul. This is my 4th year here, and I still haven't gotten my beautiful face in the materials.
None of the pictures you send me are appropriate.
That could be possibly true. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today, but I kind of like to use this as a little bit of an opportunity to dispel rumors about my profession and make myself seem a little bit cooler than I actually am. I know the title doesn't really eviscerate a lot of emotion for anybody. Is anybody really excited to learn about accounting right now? Really? Why is that?
Because my mom always talks about public accounting and how if you get a job in public accounting, you can get like a job anywhere, or like get an accounting field.
You're my favorite already. There we go. It's a little bit of what we're going to talk about today. Auditing. What's that make you think of? Auditing. Numbers, taxes. IRS, bad things, general, right? Like, if I were to say you're about to get audited, that would be a bad thing. And we're going to talk about, the firm I work for, but just general of the practice, what it is today. And we're talking about YouTube, so, boring, really fun. So just, if we can make it to the end, then we'll be all right. We're going to watch YouTube videos all day. So I wanted to start out, you all going to ExxonMobil next week, Paul?
Yes.
Is that it? Next week? Going
This Friday.
This Friday. There's a lot of words there. They just cut and paste directly from a filing with the SEC. Who knows what the SEC is? It's not a Southeastern Conference. Yeah, Securities Exchange Commission. Who's going to the SEC, by the way? Texas coming? Maybe? Pac-10. In 2009, most recent fiscal year, ExxonMobil paid PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is another Big Four accounting firm, $33.5 million. What did they get for that? Yeah.
Didn't they get the online statement of like where they are financially?
Well, they do get a statement, but it's not really like a performance assessment, really. But it is. But you're on the right track. Is anybody else? Yeah.
They get like their cash flow analysis, like their balance sheet, all of the statements that show where their money is going and how they're paying off their debts and things like that.
That's close too. It does have something to do with that, but all those statements that you see at ExxonMobil, like their balance sheet and their cash flow statement, those are all prepared by ExxonMobil. So PwC didn't even prepare those statements. In fact, they're legally barred from doing that. Yeah.
I think they just go through and review everything, and then they just make sure that everything's correct and true. So they're paying them $33.5 million just to prove that all of their financials are straight. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's false.
All of it 100%?
Yeah.
They just went through every single accounting record.
Well, everything that they're like able, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you're all on the right track. Let me just show you real quick exactly what they got. That's what they get. And we'll break this down, but just kind of, if you break it down, $33.5 million, it's about $225,000 reward, right there. And we'll go through this one by one. This is what you get for $33.5 million. That was actually down from last year. It was 34.9. That's one of the biggest. Yum! Brands, the client that I most recently served, paid us about $4 to $5 million for theirs. They're a much smaller company. I'll talk a little bit about myself, because that's my favorite part of this presentation. like you said, a lot of this stuff was already covered. I met Paul when I was doing my master's of accounting here at UVA. It's through the Commerce School instead of, it's not at Darden actually. It's just a one-year master's program to get 150 hours. You know why you need 150 hours, credit hours?
Public accounting, because
Because you're going to be working long hours, so you need 150 credit hours. I like that idea. It's a requirement to sit for the CPA exam. You know what CPA is? That's right. It's a terrible test, but it's a pretty good designation once you get it. It's in 4 parts. It has a 11% first-time pass rate, so it's pretty low. And now, but now it's broken up. Back, like people will tell you in the old days, that it was all on paper, and it was 2.5 days, 2 8-hour days and 1 4-hour day of going just sitting and taking a test about accounting and taxes. So it has gotten a little bit better. So the clients, Yum Brands, that was my most recent client. That's a fun client to be on. I got to hear about all the new products. Like I knew about the Double Down like 2 months before everyone else. Sent a picture of it to Paul. He thought I was kidding with him. Then it actually came out. Has anyone had one of those? Yeah, what's it like? I haven't sold it.
It's a lot of food though. But it's expensive.
It's like $5 or something.
It's like
$7 for what?
What is it?
What's a Double Down? I wish I had a picture of it bigger. It's a KFC. It's the slogan is so much meaty taste there's no room for the bun, because it's literally 2 boneless chicken breasts, and in between there is bacon, cheese, and sauce. Now, don't get, because KFC is health conscious these days, they do offer, you can go and get the grilled version. But like, come on, who's getting the grilled version of that sandwich? So no, there was a lot of interesting things. Yum is actually a really serious company. They do about $4 billion in revenues a year, and most of it, guess where most of their revenues come from these days? Anybody know? China. They're huge in China. KFC, they open a new KFC every 24 hours in China. It's unreal. They're about to reach a point where more than 50% of the revenues come from China. It's the growth markets. I mean, there's no more room to build any more fast food restaurants in the United States. That's pretty stagnant. I mean, if you want to go eat fast food, you can walk a block out of your house and probably see 5 or 10 of them, depending on where you live. But in China, there's still that growth market. There's a lot of interesting issues you get into. They have some pretty unique concepts in China, some new restaurants that you haven't heard of. The most interesting one is called Little Sheep, and that's what they serve, little sheep. It's actually, anybody ever been to the Melting Pot? Did you go there for like prom or something? A bunch of people used to go there for prom. It's like a melting pot type place, but with a lot of sheep products. Sounds great. My latest job is at the Department of the Interior. I just transferred to Washington, D.C. June 1st.